Igbos are not coward. Igbos are not coward. Igbos are not coward. They are not stupid. But Igbos are more brutal, if they want to be, than that Boko Haram herdsmen. Name them if they want to be.
Hello and welcome to my channel on Igbo. You see, perhaps until you hear this from somebody that is not Igbo, you will now start to rethink. Now, in this particular video, this particular guy I'm about to show you is hailing in Igbo. But me, I'm also pointing out at something else. It is very important. You know, somehow he is speaking for Igbo, but there is also, I think he's sincere. He's somebody that is not Igbo. But I want you to also pick an underlying message. It is very important. Watch this video and we'll be right back.
Ifon, the grandson of Aladejana, Omo Baba Ologun Ghana, go and trace me with this to know my root. Igbos are not coward. Igbos are not coward. Igbos are not coward. They are not stupid. I am not representing Igbo here to tell you who Igbo is, but Igbos are more brutal, if they want to be, than that Boko Haram herdsmen. Name them if they want to be. Go and ask of Biafra war. You know wetin handcuff Igbo when you think say them they coward? Igbos are not good in building their businesses and houses in their own states. If Igbos were behaving like Hausa who just carry mat, sleep in front of your house for Yoruba state, till you go wake up one day, you don't run, come on, you not get anything to lose. Nigeria for not try Igbos. Now the property when Igbo they invest anywhere where they reach, now they tie their hand though. Igbos are united. They have platform where they say that shall not do this, that shall not do that. Igbo would have been more brutal than that Boko Haram one they fear. They have the heart more than Hausa people. But they are very quick in developing land when not concern them. Put all their billions in a stranger's land. The war when it happened to Biafra, they supposed get sense, but they not bring get sense. Today, Igbo cannot talk, not because they are coward, because their hands are chained. If Igbo not build Kano, build Lagos, build Abuja, fear for none let them sentence or even arrest Unadi in the first case, because Igbos can strike and Nigeria will go down. No Igbo want to strike because their houses, their property, they will use it against them, mostly in Lagos.
That is coming from a Yoruba man, and he has introduced himself to tell you he is not an Igbo trying to talk to Ndibo. He is a Yoruba. He said, go and search for where he came from. And you realize he is a proper Yoruba man. I know a lot of us are happy. Oh, Igbos are strong if they start their own. Oh, it's going to shake Nigeria, shake everywhere. I know when he said that, you're happy. But what of when he said, because your properties are scattered over Nigeria, when you look at this property, you don't want to react. You're thinking about what you will lose. And that is normal. So, Igbos begin to rethink, what if something goes wrong? You know what you lost in 1966? What if something goes wrong? I don't say Igbos should not do businesses in other places. Are you ready to take whatever you invest there, apart from business? You know, you don't go to somebody's place building as if that is your permanent abode. You go to a place, you know, you should understand the situation of the country you are in. How things work here. You heard of the case of abandoned property, and I believe a lot of properties were lost in the north that cannot be recovered during the war. So rethink. Yes, he talks about our strength. The fact is that Igbos can shake this country if Igbos get angry. But there is something that is holding them back, and that is what he's talking about. You understand? You know, this is is coming from a Yoruba man, but he is very correct. That is the Igbo problem. Igbos are not coward, he said. Yes, Igbos are powerful, and Nigerians fear them. Not because they are dangerous, but because of the strength they choose to hold back. Igbos have what it takes to upset this country, but Igbos were not because of their investment. You understand? We're going to break down what he said, and I want to use this as an opportunity again to talk to Ndi Igbo. Anyway, I will not tell you what to do with your money, but a kind of advice. And I will not say all Igbos will be in Igbo land. No, you'll be in the other places, but be wise. Because some people will start putting it as if you are telling Igbos not to go outside. No, you can go outside, but be wise. What you are taking, apart from the business you do, what you are taking, if you lost it, I hope you'll not die of hypertension. What did this guy really say? He said, Igbos are not coward, Igbos are powerful, but their investments hold them back. Nigeria fears what Igbos could do, not what they are doing. He said, Igbos can be more brutal than even Boko Haram, if they wanted to, but because they choose not to. And why? He warned, if Igbos fought like Hausa headers, Nigeria will collapse. And certainly, Nigeria will collapse if Igbos were to come out and but something is holding them back, their investment and the rest of them. And this video is not an attempt to tell them to, start fighting. No, but to think about their investment. That is a painful reality. When injustice hits Igbo land too many times, a lot of people are celebrating. This man is reminding Nigeria, do not mistake restraint for cowardice. Igbos are not cowards. Respect the potential of the Igbo people. He said the greatest limitation of the Igbos is their love for property. That is what is holding them. Igbos build everywhere. Lagos, Abuja, Kaduna, Port Harcourt, Kano. But this wealth, this development becomes a double-edged sword for Ndi Igbo. Because when conflicts arises, property becomes leverage against Ndi Igbo. A lot of people began, there was a time they were giving quit notice in the north. I know a lot of people, Igbos, were afraid. Not afraid of going back to settle, or not because they don't have where to stay in Igbo land, but because of what they will lose. Let's assume that this is a prophecy, and in the future, things might not always remain like this. Do you have a plan in case? Do you have a plan in case? To many Igbos, it's like, if I fight, what happens to my investment? If I resist, will this destroy decades of hard work? And that is why some people are telling you, begin to think home, begin to know how to push certain things home. Okay, if I do property business, if I'm a developer, if I'm an Igbo man, I'm a developer in other places, both in Igbo land and outside Igbo land. If I want to develop a property, I'll be selling them. I will not rent. Depend on the size of the property. This is just a clue. If I develop, I will sell rather than renting. But there's a simple question. Are you ready to lose that particular thing in case there is problem? What is your plan? That is what he's trying to say. And that is why Nigerians are mistreating Igbo. Many of them are looking at us as if these guys, they do not know where to go. They can't live what they have. And whenever there is crisis, some people are already marking your properties. Yes. Even in Lagos, they want you to leave. They are thinking about how to manage those plazas, even though a lot of them cannot manage it. But that is what they are thinking. So what are you thinking in case there is a reset? The case of 1966, nobody expected that. It was all of a sudden. We don't pray trouble arises. So we don't pray for trouble to come. You see, history has proven that Igbos have courage. The case of Biafra war, just like you mentioned, showed the world their will to survive and fight. Igbos rebuilt from scratch after unimaginable losses. Igbos created businesses, schools, hospitals, and communities, not just for themselves, but for all Nigeria. The commercial nerve of Nigeria is held by Igbo. So the Yoruba man reminds us, Igbos could be fierce if cornered, but they choose growth over destruction. They choose unity over chaos. Reason, because of their investment. Now, the guy is also indirectly advising Igbo. Yes, while he's even also cautioning other Nigerians, he's advising Igbo. He's cautioning other Nigerians as well. He's telling them, Nigeria must understand the Igbo problem is not rebellion. It is potential unrecognized and restrained by circumstance. If pushed too far, Igbo unity can become unstoppable. Igbo influence could reshape politics, economy, and society. Silence will no longer be an option. And for Igbo to be able to say no to Nigeria, they have to move certain things they have. Look at what is happening in Lagos, for example. You will spend nothing less than 200 million if you want to build a duplex. Someone who will just wake up. Yeah, this area has been marked for demolition. They demolish it. You know what happens? You saved, even though you have more money, but your 200 million is like bringing your 200 million, putting it on fire, and getting it burnt. That is what they do. And a tipia. Whatever you have, you've gotten from the land. Yes, there is something you give to the land where you make your wealth. There are certain things in terms of taxes and the rest of that, of course. But the ones that you're supposed to save, you build house. I'm not saying there is anything wrong with building a place you and your family will live. I'm not also saying you cannot build houses for rent. But I'm saying mulanya, and a tipia. Do you know how many billions Igbos have lost in Lagos? People tell you Lagos enrich Igbo. Do you know what Igbos have lost because of wicked people in power? Igbos are resilient. Igbos are, if these guys get angry, they can destroy. But what is restraining them? Their investments. If not for their investments, they go say, everyone, let's go home now. Let's go home and, the lesson is clear. The guy is talking to Nigerians. Yes. But he's also talking to Igbo. Igbo, building so much, trying to fix other people's place. As if that is where you spend the rest of your life. It is restraining you from taking your rightful place if you are to remain in Nigeria or even to split. And this is the same reason if you tell a lot of Igbo businessmen, we want Biafra, they say, make I come lose what I get for Nigeria. So the guy is cautioning the Igbo and is also cautioning Nigeria. He said, respect the Igbo people. Do not push them to a point where restraint becomes retaliation. That message is simple yet profound. Stop underestimating the Igbos. They are not cowards. They are not weak. They are not they are disciplined, intelligent, and patient. The guy is trying to say Nigerians must reflect respect for every community, understand the power of restraint, recognize that the potential of any group ignored can become the problem everyone fears. And he's trying to also warn those who think because these guys have property, you continue to push them to the wall. They might react. They might be forced to react. They might be forced to ignore what they have and react. That is what he's also telling them. Please, if you learned something from this video today, share this video. Talk about it with your friends, family, and community. If you have not subscribed to our channel, subscribe. Share. I'm Azuka Oji. I say bye-bye for now.